Alanna, please join.
Okay, guys, sleep expert coming on now. Let's start
Sleep
this
expert
right
coming on
now.
Now. Yes,
Hi from Australia.
Alanna, is Alanna in the frame perfectly? Can we see everything about her? Because we love Alanna. She is a sleep coach, but she's not just an individual sleep coach. She owns a whole business where she has people who are trained underneath her to sleep train the way that she believes is right.
All over the world.
A wonderful team, yes.
You're amazing.
So, go ahead.
We were just speaking at an event today, and we mentioned our favorite sleep coach, and a bunch of the moms in the room were like, she made me a better mom because now my kids can sleep because she helped me in freaking 2 weeks, they said.
Oh, we got 1 or 2 week packages that we have. So
1 or 2 weeks in your life, baby can sleep?
We asked them, we said, was she expensive? And they all said, not at all. They said that, and they said, not at all. Yeah. And she arms you with a boatload of information, so you always feel prepared.
I mean, this supports everything, right? So the plan is like 10% of the whole experience, really. These are the steps we're going to take. It's the support that matters, because any parent can read a book, right?
True.
We can all Google.
You can Google it.
We can all go online. The sleep information is out there, but it's the support. It's the checking in. It's the accountability. I know parents really like that.
Yes.
Is this asking the questions? Was this okay? Why is this happening? Should we be doing this?
It's so funny you say
That's what,
because we had each other, and we've had 3 kids, 4 kids, and we would still ask each other every single morning, what do I do? We'd be like, how was your night? What did you do? What do I do now? Do I let that? We'd call each other when they were like having a hard time, like, what do we do? Do I go in? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you need that person.
It's staying consistent too, right? So they know, because I'm going to be checking in with them in the morning, that they stay consistent throughout the night, because they're like, oh, she's going to be checking in on us.
One of the things that one of the moms said is what she likes so much more about your service than other services is that some people aren't there for you in the night, or they don't want to know what happened in the night. They're just dealing with like the day sleeping and hope that the rest just falls. But she's always there.
Yeah, it's a 24-hour plan that we put together, and we do try every time and go above and beyond with our support, because that is such a huge part of it.
That's very
sweet.
Let's get to some questions, but okay, I'm going to ask one question. First, hundreds or thousands of dollars to get sleep trained. Hundreds.
Yeah.
Okay. Second one, a lot of questions are coming in about older kids not staying in their beds.
Yes, this is huge. I didn't think this would be a problem, but because we took people like your advice, our kids are sleep trained and they sleep in their beds and they nap in their beds and they don't come into our rooms much. But so many people are commenting, like, I have a 6.5-year-old, I have a 10-year-old, and I don't sleep at night with them in my bed.
Yeah.
So do you still handle those people?
Oh, absolutely. We go from babies to adults, so all age groups. And especially this time, because it's back to school, so there's a lot of sleep issues that are coming to head right now with families of all ages, right? With kids. So one of the first thing that I always tell parents about is communication. Once your child gets to a certain age, so even as young as kindergarten, even as young as that, preschool, start talking about sleep. I mean, not just saying you have to go to bed. This is you have to sleep, but why do you have to sleep? What does sleep do for you? How does it make you feel? How do you feel when you've had a good night's sleep? How do you feel when you haven't had a good night's sleep?
I talk to my kids about when you're sleeping, your body grows.
That's right.
So when they wake up in the morning, where we're at their grandparents' house, and they have that chart that says how tall you grow, every morning I'm like, if you had a good sleep, you might be taller. And I'm always like to my mother-in-law, I'm like, right?
Well, and absolutely. And we also I always like to equate at that age group with animals, because kids at that age love animals, right? Whether they have a pet dog or a pet cat, or they really love lions, or they really love giraffes. Okay, so how long does a dog needs 10 hours of sleep at night,
No idea.
If they have, just letting you know.
I learned,
So, if you have a pet dog named Sandy, okay, so Sandy needs 10 hours of sleep at night. Sandy sleeps, this is Sandy's bed, because he loves his bed because it's so cozy and warm. So you need 10 hours of sleep at night, just like Sandy. So bring it to that level, and then they start understanding it more, and they want to sleep like Sandy, their favorite dog. So it's little things like that. So communication.
So when they wake up in the morning, and when they wake up at 2 a.m, and they walk to your room, what do?
You walk them right back to their room.
And you walk back out again.
Yeah, and that's the second part.
Let's just get to the hard facts here, people. Let's get to it. What do we do?
And that's the second part, is setting those limits and setting those boundaries and taking that control back, right? And I often say to my parents of toddlers and up at a higher age, who's training who? right? And it's never the parents training the child. It's always the child training the parent. So it's taking that control back and setting those limits and letting them know what the expectations are.
Exactly.
Right? And a lot of parents don't talk about that, and
my
kids
gosh.
don't know.
So it's a boundary setting. It is
Absolutely.
saying
But I feel like that is such a hard concept for people to understand.
Hard concept to understand, and also hard sometimes to like. It's easier
follow
for
through
me to say, do this, right? I get it. I have 3 kids. Mine are in that age group. I have 25-year-olds and 9-year-olds.
They want to know what's expected of them.
And they thrive off of that, right? Absolutely.
What do you got?
Another question is a lot of people are asking about their kids waking up early. Like my 2.5-year-old isn't sleeping tonight, waking up at 5:30.
Yes.
What do I do?
So depending on the age, if we're talking about babies, we're talking about the younger babies. Typically, a sign of an early waker, so a child that's waking up early, is a sign of an overtired child. Okay, so sleep's getting lost somewhere.
You guys,
I'm
it's
looking
going to
at
blow
you,
your mind.
Catherine.
I know, because I actually emailed her this summer because my baby was so
She
overtired
likes to
and
fight me
waking
on
up.
this
I was
issue.
like, Alanna. She's like, put her to bed early. And I was like, no.
Yeah, so either naps are getting lost, but maybe baby's not napping well throughout the day, which is a common sleep issue for sure, or bedtime's too late, right? Because logically we think, okay, if I put baby down to bed at say 5:30, baby,
You heard it.
baby's gonna wake up at 5:30. I get it; it makes sense, right? But the earlier you put baby to bed, or the better rested, sleep equals sleep. We've all read this. If you've done any reading, you read this. So the better rested your child is throughout the day, the earlier you put them down to bed, the better rested they're going down, the more restfully they'll sleep at night, and the longer they'll sleep in the
So
morning.
full on, Catherine heard this recommendation
Actually from Alanna.
and she was like, I mean, we can't just let her say that. Like, I don't actually believe that that's true. Like, I'm not going to put my kid to bed at 5:30 and think that she's going to sleep all the way till 7. That's
true.
crazy.
I don't
We're on the
believe it.
treadmill and I'm like this. I'm like, but I would. And she's like, you put your kid to bed at 5:30. Go, yeah, my kid was tired. And I felt like they were ready for bed. I would put them to bed at like 4:55.
No, you wouldn't. That's a lie. I'm calling you out on that. There's no way that you would put them to bed in the 4s. There's not a chance.
I was being dramatic.
You were being dramatic.
But I would, if she were to suggest to go to bed at 5:30, and I did that when I had my 4th baby, and he was clearly tired, and clearly the sun was not down, but I knew, and he
was
would
tired.
would wake up at the same time as all the rest. At
And
7.
now everyone's like, what? This actually works?
I understand why parents
worked.
fight on that's good. And a big thing is, mom or dad work and they want to see their baby. I get that 100%.
All right.
What you guys have to understand is this early bedtime isn't forever.
That's
so
right.
If I tell you, a baby should go to bed at 5:30, it's just because naps aren't in check yet. There's a sleep debt that we're working on, babies and sleeping well throughout the night. Once all the ducks are in a row, baby's sleeping well, naps are good, there isn't that sleep debt, we've chipped away at that.
Yeah.
Then you can start pushing it.
You can be more flexible.
But early bedtime, always. Anytime I work with a family, anytime I have seminars or workshops, I always say 2 things to walk away with: consistency, no matter what you choose, any route you choose to take, and early bedtime.
Are some babies untrainable? Like, are there? And I actually read an
Yes.
article where you said some babies are early risers.
said
So
yes?
Yes, I'm going to say yes. And in saying that, if there's any kind of medical issues or anything like that, absolutely. Okay. It's very rare that proper sleep habits can't be taught.
But there's early risers, and some moms don't like to hear early. They're like, my
There
baby
are
should sleep till 7.
Yeah, there are early risers in terms of babies and children don't necessarily need as much sleep as, say, the next do. But one thing I also teach my parents is not only do we want them to fall back asleep if they wake up early in the morning, but we also want to teach them to be happy and content in their crib or bed and not need you.
Alone time.
Right?
Alone time
Totally.
is huge. And I feel like my kids, because of part of the things, like some of your rules, have
People are
taught
going
them.
crazy.
I know.
I eat dinner at 8, 5:30. Like,
Early
people are like,
bedtime
no.
gets
way.
them all the time.
Yeah, but
Okay.
she's saying it's not a long time. Kate, do you want to do questions or no? You want to do something?
No, we got to move on.
Okay, one more thing. Night wakings. And then we'll wrap it up. Night wakings.
Like, why do night
wakings happen?
Okay,
7
so
months, 8 months.
2 main reasons why night wakings are happening. One is your child's overtired. So napping not
Early
well.
to bed.
Yeah. Early, I'm telling you guys, early bedtime sometimes could just help so much. So early bedtime or bedtime's too late or napping isn't happening throughout the day. So overtired is happening.
Okay.
Second reason is association. So is baby being fed to sleep, rocked to sleep, however to sleep.
Soother. My baby has a soother and she got mad at me.
She still hasn't soothed her.
Yeah, and she's freaking cute. So I love it. She's like Maggie from the
I give her a pass for that reason.
I love her. She's so cute.
So if we're seeing, so this is how your baby falls asleep at night. If you're doing it for baby at bedtime, baby's going to need you to do that every time baby wakes up throughout the night. So and that's kind of how the sleep training process is created.
Alanna,
right?
I want you to know that I totally understand your whole philosophy, and I feel like one thing I'd like to say about waking up in the night is we as adults wake up in the night all the time,
Absolutely.
but we know how to soothe
Hot
us.
dang, I pee all the time.
right.
I pee like 4 times. It's true, I go pee all the
You
time.
interrupt me.
No,
Sorry.
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
We know how to soothe ourselves back to sleep, and
right.
that's a lesson that we taught ourselves, or maybe our parents taught us, and that's something that we need to teach our kids.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we all cycle in and out of sleep. So even babies who sleep through the night are waking up throughout the night, right? Just like we do.
Absolutely.
Once
You roll
have that
over, you
skill-
wake up.
Exactly.
You have a bad
Where
dream,
can
you
they
wake
find
up.
you?
They can find me at goodnightsleepsite.com. Actually, my lovely Becky, my social media gal, she's going to post a link in the comments that's going to give you guys tons of free resources and access to myself. and
Free resources. We're always looking for free.
our consultants. So goodnightsleepsite.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Good Night Sleep Site.
Elena's going to be on the Marilyn Dennis show tomorrow morning.
That's Canadian.
Oh wait,
If you
it's
don't
not
know.
going to air. It's not going to air
It's
till
going
the
to air on the
28th.
28th.
Oh,
Yes.
very
And adult sleep, yes.
And
It'll be on
you
adult
guys
sleep.
can find her on Facebook, on Instagram, everywhere, and she's always posting tips, so make sure you check her out.
Yes.
We're a
Thanks
huge
for
fan.
having me, ladies. It's good to see you.
Oh,
guys.
so
Oh,
good.
every time.
Oh,
Every
so
time.
That's good. Sometimes you do, and some I like that.